Imagine a camper so powerful it rides on 6 wheels, packs over 700 horsepower, and costs more than $1 million home. Meet the 2026 All-Terrain Warriors 6x6 camper, a machine that promises 5-star luxury while climbing mountains and crossing deserts without breaking a sweat. It's part luxury penthouse, part military truck, and it claims to be the ultimate off-road beast. But here's the real question. Is this groundbreaking creation a practical dream machine for adventurers or just an over-the-top toy for the ultra-wealthy? Stick around, because by the end, you'll know if this monster is worth its massive price tag. The vehicle we're looking at today isn't just another luxury camper. It's a bold statement from Mercedes-Benz, a brand long known for combining performance with prestige. The 2026 All-Terrain Warrior 6x6 camper takes that reputation to an entirely new level, blending extreme off-road engineering with the kind of comfort you'd expect in a high-end residence. Why does this launch matter? Because the US market has been exploding with demand for overlanding rigs and adventure-ready RVs, but few have attempted something on this scale. Mercedes is essentially saying, you don't have to choose between rugged exploration and refined living. You can have both. In this review, we'll break down its design, luxury-packed interior, cutting-edge technology, off-road performance, and, of course, its jaw-dropping price tag. But the real question we'll be exploring is, does this 6x6 beast live up to the hype? Or is it simply an extravagant fantasy? Let's find out. From the moment you see the 2026 Mercedes All-Terrain Warrior 6x6 camper, it's clear this isn't just another oversized RV. Its design alone makes a statement. A towering stance with 6 massive wheels, bold LED light strips across the front, and a grille that wears the Mercedes star like a badge of dominance. Every angle screams expedition ready, yet there's still a sleekness that separates it from boxy off-road rigs. Imagine pulling up to a desert trailhead. People wouldn't just notice, they'd stop and stare. Step inside, and the contrast is jaw-dropping. Instead of bare-bones toughness, you're greeted with what feels more like a luxury apartment on wheels. Soft leather seating, warm wood accents, customizable mood lighting, and panoramic windows that flood the cabin with natural light. There's a compact but full-featured kitchen with modern appliances, a lounge that transforms into sleeping quarters, and even a bathroom complete with a rainfall shower. It's not exaggeration to say this is a penthouse in the wilderness. You could be parked in the middle of a frozen forest or a blazing desert and feel like you're unwinding in a high-rise suite. But of course, looks and comfort don't matter if it can't perform off-road, and that's where this beast sets itself apart. Underneath, Mercedes has fitted a twin-turbo V8 hybrid system, cranking out over 700 horsepower. That power is delivered to all 6 wheels with an advanced terrain response system, giving it the muscle to power over sand dunes, crawl up rock faces, and wade through muddy riverbeds. Thanks to the hybrid setup, it can even switch into silent electric mode. Imagine gliding through a forest trail with nothing but the sound of nature around you. The suspension is equally impressive, featuring adaptive air ride tech that smooths out the harshest bumps. It's easy to picture this rig eating up miles of rough ground while passengers inside barely spill their coffee. And with solar panels built into the roof, you're not just off-road, you're off-grid, pulling clean energy straight from the sun. Of course, no Mercedes would be complete without technology, and here it almost feels futuristic. The driver gets a fully digital command center that combines navigation, weather data, off-road diagnostics, and even satellite communications for when you're far beyond cell towers. The living space doubles as a smart home. You can control lighting, temperature, and security with your voice or an app. Add in theater-quality entertainment and AR-based navigation overlays, and you've got a rolling luxury suite that never leaves you disconnected. Safety hasn't been overlooked either. Adaptive cruise, emergency braking, lane assist, blind spot monitoring, and a 360-degree camera system make handling this oversized machine surprisingly manageable. Off-road, real-time terrain scanning adjusts suspension and throttle instantly, while reinforced safety cells and rollover protection keep passengers secure in the worst scenarios. But with all these strengths comes one lingering question. What's the price of such freedom? Well, brace yourself, because the numbers are just as extreme as the machine itself. We'll get to that in a moment, but before we talk dollars, let's break down the biggest highlights and drawbacks that truly define whether this camper is a game changer or a wild indulgence. And here's where things get really interesting. On paper, the 2026 Mercedes All-Terrain Warrior 6x6 camper already looks unstoppable. But how does that translate into the real world? Picture this, a machine weighing several tons scaling a steep, rocky incline where even purpose-built off-roaders would hesitate. The six-wheel drive digs in, the adaptive suspension shifts in real time, and instead of struggling, the camper powers up like it's climbing a simple driveway. It's not just impressive, it feels almost unreal. But then the surprise twist. Once it reaches the plateau, the camper shifts into electric mode. Suddenly, this giant beast goes completely silent. No roaring engine, no vibration, just the hum of the wind and the crunch of gravel under its tires. It's a surreal contrast, and one that makes you rethink what an off-road camper can be. One minute it's a growling monster, the next it's a whisper-quiet luxury lounge under the stars. And yet, for all its jaw-dropping performance, there's one challenge it can't escape. Its sheer size and exclusivity. Try navigating a tight city street or finding a normal parking space. This is where the dream collides with reality. Add in the fact that its price tag will easily soar into 7 figures, and suddenly this off-road fantasy doesn't feel as accessible as its marketing suggests. Still, when you watch it dominate rugged terrain, switch seamlessly into comfort mode, and offer technology more advanced than most homes, it's hard not to feel like we're witnessing the future of adventure vehicles. It's bold, it's extreme, and it redefines what luxury exploration can look like. The big question now is simple. Is this the ultimate off-road camper worth every penny, or an extravagant toy built for a select few? Let's break down the highlights and drawbacks before we reach the final verdict. So, after everything we've seen, where does the 2026 Mercedes All-Terrain Warrior 6x6 camper really stand? On the pro side, it's almost unmatched in capability. 6 driven wheels, a hybrid V8 system, adaptive suspension, and futuristic tech make it a vehicle that can conquer deserts, forests, and mountains with ease. Add to that a cabin more luxurious than most city apartments, complete with gourmet kitchen, smart home integration, and even a rainfall shower, and it's clear Mercedes has created something extraordinary. But the drawbacks can't be ignored. Its massive size makes everyday use impractical, even intimidating. The 7-figure price tag means it's out of reach for most buyers, and even for the wealthy, the question remains, where can you actually park and store something this colossal? It's not a family camper, and it's definitely not for weekend warriors. This is a machine built for a very specific kind of adventurer. The kind who craves extreme capability, refuses to compromise on luxury, and has the resources to make it happen. In the US market, where overlanding and luxury RVs are booming, this camper represents the bleeding edge of a growing trend. Vehicles that merge rugged exploration with 5-star comfort. And while most of us will never own one, it sets a new benchmark that could influence what future expedition rigs and campers look like, maybe even at more attainable price points. So, is the All-Terrain Warrior 6x6 the ultimate off-road dream machine? For a select few, absolutely. For the rest of us, it's an inspiring glimpse into what's possible when performance, luxury, and adventure collide. What do you think? Is this a game-changing innovation or just an extravagant toy?
Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's start a conversation. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to hit like, subscribe to iCar Reviews, and ring the bell for more honest reviews on the world's most fascinating cars. Until next time, keep exploring.